Hey guys, welcome to Phone Arena's in-depth video review of the Nokia E73 mode, which is currently available right now through T-Mobile. It actually follows after the Nokia E71 and E72, and it's an S60 3rd edition device, and it's very rare that we see these type of handsets come out here in the United States. But the E73 is perfect for business professionals, and of course has a lot of key features to make it stand out over the others, so we're going to check it out and see what it has to offer. Now, from a quick glance, most people will probably relate this handset to a BlackBerry just because of its portrait-style QWERTY keyboard. But what really separates this over the others is its choice of materials, fantastic finish, and also general durability. We do like the fact that it uses this metallic copperish-looking material for the front and also in the back. You get a really high sense of a high premium finish to it with the materials that they use. On top of that, it's very streamlined, very thin, so it makes it really easy to slip into the pocket. And finally, there's a little bit of weight to it, but it's warranted because it gives the handset a very sturdy feel overall. If you happen to check out our Nokia E72 review, you'll probably notice that the E73 is quite similar except for some minor redesigns. First of all, it sports a 2.4-inch QVGA display with support for 16 million colors. It handles well pretty much in any lighting condition. Even though it might have a smaller size screen, the QVGA resolution allows text to be easily seen. Right below, we have a slight redesign of the layout of the buttons. The dedicated buttons, they're now all flush, and still utilizes the same D-pad and also optical pad in the middle, so you can choose which option you want to go with as far as navigating. Below that, you have the portrait-style QWERTY keyboard, same exact layout and feel. It's slightly bubbled towards the middle, and there's no spacing between. People with larger fingers will probably have a little bit of harder time using it, but you're probably going to rely more on your fingers. Thankfully, though, it has a pretty good tactile feel to it. On top, you have just that front-facing VGA camera. On the side, you have your slot for the micro SD card and also micro USB port for charging and connecting to a computer. On the right side, you have your volume rocker and your voice command button. On the top, you have the power button and also 3.5mm jack. And on the back, you have the 5-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash and speakerphone. And when you remove the back cover, it gives you access to the battery and SIM card slot. The E73 is powered by S60 3rd edition with Feature Pack 2, and it's actually the same platform that we saw running in the E72. Now, with the 600 MHz processor on board, it makes moving around the interface really quick with no evidence of any lag. Now, the reason why they call it the mode is because you have two options, either work or personal. Right now we have personal, and as you can see, the home screen isn't littered with that many icons. But if we switch over to the work mode, it's just going to give us a little bit more stuff just to make the experience a little bit more different. And it has also some icons to get you into your email really quick. The messaging experience on the E73 is really good, especially when you're sending text messages. The QWERTY keyboard just does a fantastic job. As far as setting up email, it's pretty simple again, just because all you need is your email address and password. If it's not on there, it's going to ask for specific information like your server addresses. And if you're going to do any instant messaging, you'll have your choice of AIM, Windows Live Messenger, Yahoo Messenger, Google Talk, and even MySpace IM. Web browsing on the E73 is very tolerable. It has support for some Flash elements, so you'll be able to watch YouTube videos within the web browser. Now, pages did load up fairly quickly, and as you can see, text is automatically resized to fit the length of the page. We do like the scrolling nature. On top of that, if you begin to scroll a lot, it gives you a small window to preview where you're going. The music player might not be the best looking out there, but it does get the job done. We're really surprised by the overall quality of the speakerphone. It does pretty good in presenting audio to you, but when you set it to the highest level, it does make for some sharp tones. Despite its smaller size display and QVGA resolution, the E73 does a pretty good job as far as viewing videos. As you can see, the trailer that we're playing right now, it's fairly smooth. There's no evidence of any lag or slowdown, so the experience is quite tolerable, to say the least. When it comes to taking photos on the E73, we're really stunned by the performance out of the 5-megapixel autofocus camera. Outdoor shots had plenty of detail and natural looking colors, while when we took it indoors, it tended to be a little bit more overcast. But if you happen to use the LED flash, photos came out a little bit better. And you could even use the front-facing VGA camera to take self-portraits of yourself, but we find it more useful when using applications like Frank to do video chat. In-call quality was more than passable in the E73. There wasn't any background noise or any static to ruin the experience, but voices had a tendency to be a little bit more metallic. When we switch over to the speakerphone, when set to the highest volume setting, it tends to be a little bit more sharp, but setting it to the middle tone probably a little bit better in the ears. As far as battery life, this is the one aspect that we're really impressed by the device. We managed to get 3 working days use out of it, and for a smartphone like this, that does a fantastic job. When it comes down to signal strength and retaining signal to the network, we didn't have any issues with the phone. There's a lot to like about the Nokia E73 mode. Not only is it a classy looking phone that definitely separates itself versus what else is out there in the US market, but for Nokia it does a great job of showcasing their premier offerings, which is very rare to see here in the United States. It has a lot of packed features. On top of that, the biggest thing about the device is its price point at $69.99. It makes it one attractive price and of course handset that you can't overlook. So if you'd like to learn more about this handset, or for all the latest cell phone reviews, news, specs, and information, you can check us out at phonearena.com.